Welcome to Focus on B, the video series where I spent about 20 or so minutes playing and talking about a game that I've got some thoughts on. This is Rune, released in the year 2000 by Hammerhead. I believe there was also a sequel to this many years later, but I've never played it. And what kind of game is this? Well, as you can clearly see, it is a very Unreal Engine style game. That's because it's running in the Unreal Engine. And I gotta talk about that a little bit later. There's a bit of relevance there, but it's a third-person hack-and-slash kind of action-adventure platformer, semi-platformer, because there's some platforming elements. That's really funny. Look at them getting destroyed. Oh no, but he's killing him now. So, level design. This game has some interesting level design. Why? Because I know I'm just kind of dumb, and I have a really hard time figuring out where to go, especially in late 90s first-person shooters. This is a year 2000 third-person action game, although, there you go, now it's a first-person action game, that's right. Before all those Sonic fan games that let you zoom in the camera, or what was the, one of the biggest AAA games I could think of that did the whole, third person, the first person was, the updated version of GTA 5. Even though GTA 3 lets you, zoom in for a little bit, and then you gotta go back out. You can only aim. Yeah, well, this game lets you do that in the year 2000 in the Unreal Engine, so basically it becomes a sequel to Unreal. But I'll talk about that later, though. The level design in this game is fucking confusing. Now, right now, it probably doesn't seem too bad. You're just kind of, okay, I have some lizards, I can eat the lizard, nom, eat the lizard, and you gain health. Yay. I know where I'm going right now, generally, but let me tell you right now, I haven't actually played the PC version of this game in a while. See, I first played Rune Viking Warlord, which is the PlayStation 2 adaptation of Rune. I say adaptation because it's more than just a port. It cuts a significant number of the game's levels and changes some of the existing ones, I believe, to make them a little easier. And you know what? I'm actually totally fine with that, because I was actually able to complete that game relatively hassle-free. However, this game right here, the original, right now, I don't know where to go. This seems like where you'd want to be going. In fact, based on the fact that... Oh, wait. No. I have no idea. Genuinely, I don't know where to go. Okay, I don't think I'm supposed to go this way. Ow, I'm getting attacked by some guys. These guys are very clever because they blend in with the environment. Die. Come on. The combat is not very in-depth here. You just kind of slash. I think there's area-specific damage. That was a thing that was starting to become more popular at the time. But other than that, you're just kind of, let's see, where would I have to go? So obviously, lava bad, no shit. So you don't go there. Where else? Can we climb on anything? You see what I'm talking about? I would not be surprised if the entire video is just me here in this one area, because, really, communication, player guidance. We do not understand such concepts. Maybe I'm supposed to go this way. But isn't this where I came from? This is where I came from. I can't even get it back up. That's good. The fact that I can't get back up, that's a good sign, because it means that it's intentionally designed that way for you to not backtrack because you don't need to. There's nothing more annoying than backtracking when you didn't need to. Yeah, no, I don't know what to fucking do. Honestly. But that's fine. It's a testament to how important it is for your level design to be clear. Let's see, maybe if I bash this thing? No. I'm supposed to use my sword to break open the rocks on the floor, because swords are used for breaking blocks, as we all learned from playing Minecraft. Okay, then. Fine, okay, I figured it out. That's good. We're gonna keep making progress now. So what was it about that thing I mentioned that this game reminds me a little bit of Unreal? I mean, obviously it's running on the Unreal Engine. No shit. And look, you could even go to first person. There's something about the art direction that feels like a natural evolution of the original Unreal style, but it strips out all of the sci-fi elements and doubles down on the ancient civilization elements. Now, this game is based on Norse mythology, actually, but the texture work and the enemy designs, it just screams Unreal to me. The scream is not poly. I feel like if I did this, I feel like I'm prisoner one... What was his name again? I don't remember the name of the guy from Unreal. Or actually, it wasn't a guy, it was a girl. But still, it's like I don't remember the player character from Unreal at all. These are some really pretty environments. This game actually still looks really good. Being a PC game from the time, the texture resolution is, well, okay, not incredible, but significantly better than what a lot of consoles were doing at that point, other than maybe the Dreamcast. After playing the PS2 version, yeah, let me tell you, this looks fantastic. And it has proper widescreen and everything. It's like a very future-proof game, right? So, in that regard, it's got everything covered. Can I... Oh my god, Simon Belmont, eat your heart out. You have wall chicken, I have levitating chicken. Eat levitating chicken. Nom. And now I can fly. No, not quite. So yeah, there's just something about the enemy designs. Something about the exact use of textures and the lighting and the color palette that just feels like... Because Unreal Tournament went in a very different direction artistically. It became a little bit more confused, I feel, mainly because the games had maps made by a bunch of different people, so it's just bound to happen. But still, there was a lack of consistency with those games, and oh no, there was a general consistency, and I was like, it went in a little more scary as well. Oh my god, I got jibbed. I did not think that would jib you. Oh, holy shit, I had no idea. I mean, at least now we know where to go, so I can just really quickly make it back to where I was, but I did not know that thing can one-hit kill you. I had absolutely no idea. I thought it'd be like the Ichthyosaur from Half-Life. It would bite you like once. But no, it's just insta- Fuck off. Those guys are so annoying. That was insta-kill, okay. Now we know that. Now I have a reason to actually be afraid of it. So, yeah, there was generally like a sci-fi thing going on with the Unreal Tournament games compared to how Unreal, the original, had a... Oh, I get it. They were hinting towards that. Very clever. That game had more of a mix of sci-fi and fantastical elements. So, this game just completely doubles down on the rustic sort of, as I said, not medieval, obviously, but yeah, it's got this mythological thing going on. There's a lot of games from that time period which feel like they draw something from Unreal, even if they don't necessarily. And they sometimes will coincidentally have something in common genetically, if video games had genes, with Unreal. Like how this game runs on the Unreal Engine. Or Age of Wonders. That game too. Not only was its soundtrack composed by the same guy, by one of the same guys, Michael Vendenbos, but the art direction feels like a more fantastical extreme of Unreal, if that makes sense. I don't know, it still reminds me of it, and I believe the game was co-produced by Epic Games. I think if you go on Wikipedia, the credits will list Epic Games. So, or maybe was it published by them? I don't remember exactly, but the point is that, let's quick save, there you go. That monster that shows up, if you can like freeze frame that when I hit the quick save button, that monster that shows up is also very Unreal-like. It reminds me of the Titans from Unreal, actually. Okay, let's try and not get one shot killed by that thing, Jesus Christ. Where are we gonna go? Oh god, okay, now that thing is actually scary because now I know what it can do. It's not just visually scary, it's actually dangerous. You see, Doom Free, that's how you do it. I'm not gonna... Okay. I feel like it's a little bit in poor taste to keep referencing that, because that game is so old now, it doesn't really make sense to keep harping on the fact that oh, fuck. No, I hate that. Why would you put a dead end in your freaking level design? That's not fun. That's not... I told you. You know when LGR, many years ago, he did a video on this game, and he described the level design as if it were made by a secret hunting walkthrough offer? Or no, he said that you have to think like one in order to beat this game. He wasn't kidding. That wasn't just his clever writing being clever. That's legitimately true. Let's see. Okay, am I going the right way now? I think so? I'm not gonna lie, I actually have no idea. Come on, get out. There you go. Eat the lizard. Well, if there's a lizard that remains uneaten, then I probably am going the right way, right? Please tell me I'm going the right way. What is this area? Do I recognize it, or is this a familiar area? Well, if I can't climb back up, then I must have gone the wrong way. Clearly. Because I can't climb back up, the level is designed in such a way to not let me. So now I gotta go back in the water. Yay, let's do it. Also, this game has a massive brightness issue. This might just be a technical thing, but you can't increase the brightness. Oh wait, what the fuck? Oh no. I must have to go here, because look, the game blocks the exit. That's a good thing. That's good design, because it means that I can't accidentally backtrack. But yeah, you can't make the game any brighter. I tried editing the configs, it didn't work. Which is very unfortunate, because this game can be pretty freaking dark. I love switching between first person and third person, though. I understand that not every game is tuned for it, so I can't expect many games to allow such functionality, but it is cool when it's done well. Also, you can change the FOV, so if it's too narrow for you, then... Oh, I know what I gotta do. I gotta jump on one of the... I have no idea if that was the intended level design, but I'll take it. That worked out. So maybe that was genuinely... That reminds me of, like, a puzzle. Not really a puzzle, but one of the enemies from... What was it called? Oh yeah, that obscure indie title, Super Mario 64. There was this one enemy called, like, the Flip Tray, I think it was called, and you would have to...
Heed me, Ragnar. Your route to vengeance leads through this, the boundaries of Hell's domain. She will not take kindly to your presence. And as you walk among the souls of the dishonored, you must defend yourself well. A moment's weakness, and you will never again walk the sunlit lands.
What an interesting coincidence. I mentioned that this game reminds me of Unreal. Unreal 2 has a level called Hell. And now we're in Hell. Well, this isn't actually Hell. I think it's spelled with one L. It's the name of one of the characters that resides in here. Probably a Norse god, or goddess in this case, because you said she, right? That lava looks really, really good. Holy shit, look at that texture. Again, PC games from this time really benefited from great texture work. So, what do we have to do? Well, some third-person platforming. Oh, I see. Yeah. So, okay, the level design isn't totally obscured. I'm just really dumb, apparently. I think something about this game with platforming is that it's stiff. It's pretty damn stiff. There's a reason why you can quick save often. And I don't enjoy the fact that there are often a lot of times when things feel very trial and error. And I mean like as early as super early into the game. Ah, you fucker. Like really, I was playing the game earlier. And clearly I'm quite early game right now. And there was this one section where I was coming up to a jump. And the game just out of nowhere, no warning, froze a freaking rock just flying towards me and... Oh, for fuck's sake. How do I quick load? Hold on. Let me check the controls. Because I have no idea. Quick load. Where is it? F7. Okay. There you go. Yeah, it just throws a rock at you out of nowhere and destroys the platform. And it's like, what the fuck? How was I supposed to predict that? And based on some footage I've seen of later sections of the PC version... There's this absolutely dick-headed fucking wind challenge where you're expected to jump, like time your jumps with the with the wind as it's... What the fuck am I supposed to do here? Come on, I know you can make this. There you go. Jeez, okay, for some reason it's at a weird angle. It makes it harder to grab it. Whatever. So that's the kind of game that I really, really, really want to love, actually, because of its art direction, its premise. The gameplay is relatively simple. There's really not much in the way of... There's definitely a sense of progression to the game because you get more powerful as you go on. I think it's relatively scripted. You can't really avoid becoming more powerful, but look at this. When I look at something like this right here, I'm like, whoa, we're back to Napoli now. This is Return to Napoli, right? This feels like Unreal. And I like that a lot. And it's not just because it's in the Unreal Engine. By that logic, every game in the 7th console generation feels like Unreal Tournament free or Gears of War, which it doesn't, obviously. Generally, good games will do their best to, create an identity for themselves. And I think this game does have an identity, generally. It just has a bunch of coincidental stylistic choices. What the hell am I supposed to do here? Oh. Are these switches that I just cannot see? No, I'm mashing the use key. Ah, wait a second. The floor is slightly cracked. I have to swing at it. Or not. Okay. Do I can't climb on this thing. What the hell am I supposed to do then? Do I use the fire from here? No. God, okay. And it's at this point that I really wish that I could increase the brightness. Because I can't see if there's like a cracked wall or something. Because the game will do that. It'll have walls that are... Oh. I had to kill the inconspicuous enemy to progress. Okay, well, whatever. These are some new enemy types. I don't really care about the enemies, to be honest. I'm not playing this game necessarily for the combat. It's not as strong as Suit. It's actually kind of annoying because these guys right here require you to chop their heads off in order to kill them properly. Because they're that kind of enemy type. The kind that if they aren't killed in an arbitrary way, they don't really die. So I have to keep swinging until he's actually dead. There you go. That took like 6 attempts. And now, do I get to progress? Yes. Yeah, I love these kind of environments. We just need some Alexander Brennan music here, or Mikhail Vendenboss, and we got fucking Unreal, the third-person action game. And you know what's interesting? That wouldn't make Unreal the first series to do that, to go from first to third person for the sequel. I heard the Turok's doing that, but actually Heretic. The original Heretic was a first-person shooter. It was basically, let's be real, it's pretty much a Doom mod. A very, very, very good Doom mod, but still. But Heretic 2 is a third-person action game, which I found to be very odd. It's cool. I haven't actually played it, although for some reason I'm actually a little bit more interested in Hexen, despite the fact that I've played Hexen. I've even done a video on it, and holy shit, it's so confusing, man. I have no idea what to do, but I'm strangely drawn to its aesthetic and its world, and I almost want to try out Hexen 2. I might actually, yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to do a video on Hexen 2, but I love the way Hexen 2 presents itself as well. I love its environments. I love the medieval theme and the fact that it's basically the logical extreme. That's what thing that Raven Software were really good at the time. They were really good at taking the last generation of whatever id were doing and taking it to a logical extreme, like how Heretic came out a year after Doom. And even by then, the engine was slightly showing its age, and they took it to a whole different level with the aesthetics and made something really, really cool. And then they took it even further in 1995 with Hexen. And then they did the same thing with Hexen 2. How they used the Quake engine to make something super expansive, almost to the same extent as Quake 2, even maybe more so because of the game design. And that I've always found really cool, just taking an old bit of technology like that and taking it as far as you can. Also, the Raven Software, I believe, worked on Return to Castle Wolfenstein, which, for all intents and purposes, I've always considered, like, I've thought of it as, if Quake 3 had a single-player campaign, which isn't technically right because it's a totally different game, it's just that, I have no idea what to do. It's just that it runs on the same engine, and that was before Call of Duty, right? Because like with Call of Duty, for example, you gotta knock them down, yeah. That was one of the first big games to use the Quake engine. And I know that technically Infinity Ward don't really use it anymore. I mean, I'm sure there's like tiny little bits lying underneath. What am I supposed to do at this point? There's this sword that I can grab. Cool, you can throw your item. You can grab this. You see what I mean? This really hampers my enjoyment of this game. I'm having a really hard time having a good time, because what the hell do I do now? Do I go back down? Let's try it. Maybe I'm supposed to stay down low and do something here. Oh, wait a second. Was I supposed to do that? Okay, I'm closing everything off. Now I gotta fight these guys. Music. There's actual music now. That's really cool. I love the theme in this game. That's what I was supposed to do. You see what I mean? The fact that it takes so long for that aha moment to happen, it's a little bit frustrating, but I understand. This game came out 26 years ago, and... Oh no, the thing is though, this wasn't normal. There are games released prior to this one which are more straightforward. I don't know, it's an acquired taste, I guess. Some people don't really have a problem with this kind of stuff. I guess I do, because I just don't enjoy having such a hard time figuring out what to do. But I guess it didn't take that long for me to figure that out, but this is still a relatively early game, who knows? Anyway, and so basically that's why I actually ended up enjoying the PS2 version more. It doesn't look as good, doesn't even sound as good, doesn't control as well. But it is a little more straightforward because they've cut some stuff out and made it more a digestible experience. Although I would definitely still recommend you give this game a shot, especially if you're into the whole aesthetic, which I am. Maybe I'll keep playing this later, who knows? It's a pretty engaging narrative. The voice acting is really solid too. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Focus on B, the video series where I spent about 20 or so minutes playing and talking about a game that I've got some thoughts on, and this has been Rune, also known as Rune Viking Warlord, but in this case it's just Rune PC 2000.